telling your story on WCBI Sports with Bryce Ibarra.
The bye week could not have come at a better time for Mississippi State football. The Bulldogs are 3-3 on the year. They have lost 3 of their last 4 and are still winless in SEC play. The 395 yards they've allowed per game is 11th in the SEC. One of the things head coach Zach Arnett is doing during this off week is evaluating his team's defense and finding ways to improve it for the back half of the schedule.
There's drives, there's quarters or halves we can point to. We can say like we're executing at a pretty high level, and we can play. We're capable of playing good defense. And then there's just the opposite of that. Right? And there's drives and halves we can point to where we don't look like a very good defense. And so obviously, when you get an off week like this, you're doing a lot of self-scout. You're being highly critical of yourselves as coaches, maybe tweaks you can make, and so that's what a bye week is used for.
The Bulldogs will visit Arkansas next week in Fayetteville. Bye week for Mississippi State and Ole Miss, but Bama was in action at Bryant-Denny today, looking to stay perfect in SEC play. Arkansas on the road in Tuscaloosa, taking on number 11 Alabama. Hogs up 6, 3rd and long for the Tide in their own territory. Jalen Milroe showing off that arm. Kobe Prentice wide open in the middle of the field. 79-yard touchdown. Bama takes the 1-point lead. Second quarter, and tush push, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. Milroe is in the end zone. The Tide then extend their lead 14-6. 5 minutes to go in the half, and Milroe back to pass. He has got Amari Niblack on the other side, 29 yards for the score. Alabama now up 21-6. In the third, KJ Jefferson fakes and fires. Touchdown, Isaiah Satania, 24-13 now. Same score, Jefferson's got time and an open Rashad Dubinion. It is a 3-point game, but Bama holds strong in the final 11 minutes. The Tide get the win over the Hogs at Bryant-Denny, 24-21, and Alabama stays perfect in SEC play. Ole Miss women's basketball did something the program never has last season. They upset a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament after beating Stanford. They advanced to the Sweet 16. They have come a long way since going winless in the SEC a few years ago. While they have lost some big players in Maya Taylor and Angel Baker, they have reloaded in the portal. And head coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen has a clear message for her team.
One of the things we talk about to our players are just making sure that we don't fall into the pitfalls after having a season like that, which is, complacency, right? Just the inability to handle the spotlight, and then ego. So those are the 3 things as a staff we talk about with our team, so that they can just focus on being present and just doing what they need to do this year to create their own legacies like the other teams have done.
The first year of the Sam Purcell era with Mississippi State women's basketball was a success. The Bulldogs advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament. Purcell and his players feel like they can take that next step this season. The Bulldogs returned some big names in Jessica Carter, Jerkayla Jordan, and Debrecia Poe, among others. They also earned a spot in ESPN's way too early top 25 rankings at 21. Purcell says his team will embrace those expectations.
We celebrated top 25, I know I did. And then today, guess what? We're hunting for top 10, right? It's kind of the mindset of when they let us in the NCAA tournament. Thank goodness the selection committee looked at our body of work and valued us as a team that should be in there. And then I told them, all right, now that they put us in there, now you got to prove why we deserve to be in there, and they did that. So for the same situation with the questions you're asking me now, you put us in the top 25, so now it's our responsibility, and let's hunt, let's eat, but then let's keep trying to climb up that ladder.
MHSAA volleyball playoffs are down to the Final Four. Let's see what teams are just a win away from making it to the state championship in Oxford. In 5A, we have got 2 area teams going head-to-head. It is the New Hope Trojans at the Lafayette Commodores, and then 2A Ingomar will be the visiting team as they face off against Walnut. 1A Noxapater is hosting Stringer. All of these games will be at 6 p.m. on Monday. That'll do it for sports. We'll be back after the break.